Hello, my name is Aspen, and today we're going to be discussing the importance of using clear speech when presenting information to students in higher education. You've likely been in situations where you weren't able to understand a speaker. This may have been due to them mumbling, speaking softly, or perhaps because you couldn't see their lips while they were talking. Both hearing people and individuals who are hard of hearing alike do rely on lip reading to some extent. You may have noticed that during the COVID-19 pandemic, it was hard to comprehend the information presented by individuals who were wearing masks. Although part of this was due to the mask muffling some of the noise, another factor is that you were not able to see their lips. This brings me to my first point: facing your audience. When presenting information, you should face your audience so that they are able to read your lips as you are talking. Furthermore, it enables them to hear you better because the sound waves are going toward them rather than toward a wall. There are several other considerations to take into account when presenting auditory information. Some of these include the importance of enunciating, using a lower pitch, using emotion, projecting, and speaking slowly. Although these considerations can most definitely be taken too far, resulting in ineffective transmission of information, when used correctly, it can make it easier for your audience to understand you. Let's look at some examples. Enunciation allows your audience to understand each word. To enunciate, you need to use all of the vowel and consonant sounds within each word. You may have noticed that when people don't enunciate, they might kind of start to sound like this, and the mumbling is really difficult to understand. Not only that, but it also makes less clear movements of your lips for those who do rely on lip reading. Another important consideration is pitch. When I'm just talking in a normal conversation, this is about the pitch that I'm at. As you can see, it's much higher than my formal discussion tone of voice. The reason that I lower my voice when presenting information is because it's easier for individuals who are hard of hearing to register low pitches than high pitches. Furthermore, it helps you sound more professional. An additional consideration is the importance of using emotion. It's very important not to sound robotic when relaying information towards students. Emotion can also help set the tone for a student to comprehend. For instance, if you're attempting to excite your students about an upcoming project or piece of information, you may start to use a tone like this. Whereas if you need to present something that's more somber, using an appropriate and respectful tone can really be beneficial. It may be difficult in some ways for you to transmit tone into specific pieces of information, particularly if they are related to drier pieces of course content. However, inserting tone into your presentation can still benefit your students. Let's listen to some examples. Both of these sentences are the same. However, one is said without emotion and one with emotion. Cells are made of several components. These include phospholipid bilayer, the nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, and ribosomes. Cells are made of several components. These may include the phospholipid bilayers, the nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, and ribosomes. Using emotion and a more bouncy pitch enables individuals to hear more emotion in your voice. Another important factor related to emotion is facial expression. Depending on the content that you are presenting, you will need to set your facial expression to match this information. Projection involves speaking loudly. Most of the time, it's inappropriate to shout at your audience. Not only that, but shouting can actually make it harder for individuals who use hearing aids to understand what you're saying. Therefore, faculty members should use a loud but not shouting tone of voice. Some ways to facilitate this are to breathe through your diaphragm, the muscle underneath your lungs, and raise your soft palate when speaking. This really enables you to project across the room. If you're unable to project effectively, using a microphone in the classroom may enable you to be able to reach all of your students. Even for individuals who are able to project, faculty members who are in larger areas may still require the use of the microphone in order to reach the students who are sitting in the back. Finally, speaking slowly aids all students. However, this is particularly important for students with processing difficulties. This can most definitely be taken too far, resulting in a boring speech sound. However, speaking slowly, enabling students to understand what you are saying, rather than starting to speak at a rapid pace, makes it so that students are able to more clearly understand you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. I hope this information enables you to be able to effectively present clearly to your students. And as always, have a blessed day.